Picture a sleek silver Mercedes-Benz CLS 350 cruising through the streets of modern Malaysia. It's the ultimate symbol of success, right? But what happens when that luxury ride becomes the center of a fierce courtroom drama? Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a high-stakes legal battle that went all the way to the Court of Appeal. Public Islamic Bank Berhad versus Edwin Cassian Nagappan Marie. It's a textbook, real-world example of what happens when financial hardship collides head-on with strict legal statutes.
So, imagine you're behind the wheel of that exact car. You've been doing great, actually paying off over 75% of it. But then, bam, life hits hard, and you miss your payments. Who holds the power here? Does the bank just instantly take your car away, or do you have special rights because you've paid off so much of the vehicle? This specific tension is the beating heart of the case we're looking at today.
All right, let's jump into part 1, the Mercedes hire purchase agreement.
Let's dive into the story of our hirer, Edwin Cassian. He signed a standard hire purchase agreement with Public Islamic Bank for that gorgeous reconditioned Mercedes. And honestly, for a long time, everything was smooth sailing. He hit a massive milestone, successfully paying off more than 75% of the car's total cash price. The finish line was literally right there in sight.
Moving on to part 2, 7 missed installments.
But, as we all know, things don't always go to plan. Edwin faced some sudden financial hurdles, and that stellar payment streak completely broke. Now, he didn't just miss one payment, or even two. He missed 7 consecutive monthly installments. And in the banking world, a 7-month freeze completely shifts the dynamic, triggering the legal mechanisms designed to recover the asset.
Look at how this escalated. We start with a solid agreement, jump to 75% paid off, and then suddenly a 7-month dead zone. That leaves the bank with no choice but to demand payment. The relationship is officially broken down, and we're stepping out of the dealership and right into the courtroom.
Which brings us to part 3, the Magistrate and High Court.
Following standard legal procedure, Public Islamic Bank goes to the Magistrate's Court and gets the green light to repossess the vehicle. But Edwin wasn't just going to hand over the keys. He appeals to the High Court. And here is where we get a massive plot twist. The High Court actually overturns the magistrate's decision, stopping the repossession dead in its tracks.
Why did they do that? Well, the High Court leaned heavily on a philosophical principle called natural justice. From their perspective, snatching a car away from someone who had already paid for 3/4 of it just felt fundamentally unfair. They were looking at this whole situation through the lens of pure equity and empathy.
Now for part 4, the Court of Appeal. The bank, not backing down, escalates the matter all the way up to the Court of Appeal. Now we have 3 judges and a total clash of legal philosophies. On one side, the High Court focusing on natural justice. But the Court of Appeal, they took a much more surgical, procedural approach. They basically stripped away the emotion and asked one simple question. Did the bank follow the exact rules written in the law?
And based on that strict, literal reading of the statute, the Court of Appeal overturned the High Court. They officially reinstated the magistrate's original order, meaning the repossession of that Mercedes-Benz was deemed legally valid and allowed to proceed.
Let's unpack the law itself in Part 5, Understanding Section 16(1)(a).
To really grasp why the judges ruled this way, you have to look at the Hire Purchase Act of 1967, specifically Section 16(1)(a). The court made it crystal clear, this section is a procedural safeguard. It's not an arbitrary punishment. It exists to guarantee rights for both sides, ensuring a bank can't just tow your car away in the middle of the night without warning.
Think of it like a strict legal checklist. Step 1, the bank absolutely must follow the statutory procedure. Step 2, they must give official written notification to the hirer. And Step 3, they have to allow the hirer a fair opportunity to remedy the default. Basically, give the customer a real chance to pay what they owe before the tow truck ever shows up.
Bringing us to Part 6, Procedural Fairness Protects Both.
The Court of Appeals sided with the bank because, well, the bank played perfectly by the rules. They followed that statutory repossession procedure to the letter. They issued the written notices, Edwin was officially notified, and he absolutely had his fair window of opportunity to pay. Because the bank nailed those procedural steps, the repossession was legally airtight.
The ultimate takeaway from this whole courtroom drama boils down to this. Procedural fairness protects both the owner and the hirer. For you, the hirer, it means you can never be blindsided.
For the bank, it means that if they follow the legal steps exactly as Parliament wrote them, their right to recover their property is locked in, no matter how much of the asset has already been paid off.
It's a really fascinating balance of power and procedure, right? So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. If strict procedural safeguards exist in our legal system to protect us all, are you fully aware of your exact rights and your strict obligations before you sign your name on your next big contract? Definitely something to keep in mind the next time you hold a pen over a dotted line. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.